very strong with that one, as I do think Feather gonna lock on in that Nami. So going to be piloting that one alongside the Corki is a little bit of an aggressive lane duo. You do want to go for something. And with Guan topside, going to look to start off Dragon number 1. I think they're going to be able to finish this one before Guan can get over, but will they try to take a fight afterwards? Zhuo and Awesome coming in from the bottom side. A pinch from NIP on towards the Thundertalk squad. They're going to engage onto Junhao, and he will be one shot. There's going to be the kill going over to Awesome. Advance forward from Care with the first of the resets, channeling Realm Warp. Everybody gets out except for Ryan. I think he clicked outside of the Realm Warp, but he will escape with the flash and the barrier nonetheless.
Oh, that was very close. Very, very easily could have turned into a terrible play still. A big win for NIP to be able to pick up first blood there, as this might not be quite over yet. Feather could theoretically be in trouble here, but they do get the dragon, so there's something there Guan needed to cover on the
front of it and calling over the bot lane. Looking set up to be able to work on this one, no problem. Junhao approaching from the bottom side. Will he look for this engage? Does dive in, looking for the smite fight. Actually steals it away, but now he's in a 1 versus 3. Tidal Wave coming in to try to bail him out, but Pop Blossom going to knock him up and take him down. It's a 1-for-1 trade. Zhuo going down as well. Awesome for it to flash away as Keshi is TP'd into the fray. And it will be that trade of lives, but the Dragon going the way of Thundertalk 2-0 in that department.
Yeah, it's a slight win here for Thundertalk in terms of the fight. They get the Dragon and trade 1-for-1 in kills. However, with Keshi committing that teleport down here to the bottom side, they wanted to probably get a little bit more. Hoya is actually allowed to catch up quite a bit in terms of gold on the top side. He didn't have the teleport to commit, and so he just got to push out the top side and salvage his game a little bit. Still very nice of Thundertalk to grab that Dragon. They're now sitting on 2 Drakes. We talk about a gold lead for NIP, but if there's one way to get back in this game, it's going to be these Drakes as long as Haru can survive here. Oh, no.
Yeah, Haru a little bit collapsed on. Good little dodge there away from the Blooming Bursts, but I think he's done for one way or the other. Tangle Barb's probably going to solidify his fate as Guan probably doesn't have to recall, but yeah, definitely a little bit less room to play with as here comes Guan towards the mid lane. Ulti right on towards Ryan. Pop Blossom right afterwards. Awesome free to fire away as Guan finishes off the kill. Charm connects onto Junhao. He has to use the Crescent Guard to create a little bit of space. Haru forced back as well as everybody from NIP connecting their skills and pushing him further back. Dodges out on one more charm to stay alive. But NIP make their pick in mid and continue happier about your position. But, I mean, 3.5K is 3.5K. At 16 minutes, you're plenty happy with that sort of lead. Unfortunately, this is well-trodden ground for Thundertalk as the lowest performing early game team in the league. They just need to be able to find a way to clean these up if they're going to try to find a way to compete in these games. And so far, they're just still under pressure. Ryan hunted down, chased to the dirt by Guan as he picks up his 3rd.
And that is just a bit of rookie syndrome going on for Thundertalk as we drop the Herald into the mid lane. This will get the crash down. It will not quite pick up the turret, but still a lot of gold with plates going over. 4 seconds on the problem. Junhao might try to go in for the steal here, though.
And it's as good a strategy as any at this stage for Thundertalk if Junhao can try to force his way in there. Does get jumped on, and this time NIP know their target and isolate him. Will be a trade kill back onto Zhuo, bursted out by a nice little Spell Flux combo out of Haru. Thundertalk get a little something back, but it's the 1-for-1 trade. Care advances forward, charms on a Haru, but now he's up too far. Keshi finds the CC, Keshi blows him up, Haru gets a 2nd kill, but now Keshi's over the wall, going to have to try to escape, and will be able to do so with the backup of his team. Thundertalk take the fight 2-1 while losing the Dragon.
On that champion, one good knock-up, and you can be in a pretty dominant spot. For now, it's going to be that mid lane turret falling. More gold going into the pocket of the mid.
Down from the top side. Hoya going to be a little bit later to this one, as is Haru. Haru should have the Realm Warp, though. Be able to show up here on the flank. Already TP being channeled by Hoya. Here comes the Pop Blossom. Only really connects on a Junhao and is largely immune. Meanwhile, isolated away is Guan. Ryan gets flashed on by Hoya, though, to make it a 1-for-1. It's jungler for carry. Pretty good for NIP thus far. But what about the rest of the fight? Haru's over the wall. Is going to push back Care on his own. It's a flash-for-flash exchange. And an inside track onto the Dragon available for Thundertalk here. Not too shabby for a team down 5K gold. Then he just shrugs it all off with that teleport shield. Thank you very much, top lane Quest. It's Junhao and Keshi now up in the front line, able to tank this all day long. They find the knock-up on towards Guan, dive into the backside, does find the knock-up onto Ryan, but he's able to dash right back out. Guardian Angel popped here for Junhao. Keshi trying to buy time on the opposite side, gonna get taken down by Hoya. And now it's a 5 versus 4. Care fishing with these charms. Once again, cannot connect them. Awesome steps forward to be able to slow him down with the laser. And Zhuo looking for a big pop blossom on the flank. Lockdown found on towards Care. Haru gets a little bit of a chunk damage and will be able to dash away with the phase rush. All in all, one quick
Map here,
kill.
NIP are controlling the river, but they have to keep control of it. Their comp really relies on darkness. See if they can utilize it.
Let's see, Care deep in the enemy jungle, looking for a big flank angle here. Has to be cautious about getting found and picked off, though. They do have coverage with that extra scrying ward thrown down in the bush. Going to start off on the Dragon right away. ThunderTalk staying all grouped up as 5. Have to be very cautious about the engage angles of Zhuo. Standing on the opposite side, Haru trying to mark him. Hoya coming in from behind. They're getting pinched from all angles. ThunderTalk likely going to have to pick a target and go in. It's going to be Guan. They dive forward, but they're all grouped up. Pop Blossom connects on the full squad. And down go the bot lane. Down goes the jungler. And IP secure the Dragon and win the fight.
Ninjas in pajamas with their utter generated with no GA and flash onto Guan. Well, it turns out if your Vi is caught, that means the rest of the team is up for grabs, we'll just say, to take. As we see stacking, the win condition is off the table for ThunderTalk for at the very least 4 more minutes, and it's even more gold in the pocket of NIP carries. And that is the thing. This is a bit of a death ball in a very different kind of way when it comes to the Vi, the Ahri, and the Yunara now. One wrong misposition and you can get Nico, or Vi ulted, you can get Ahri charmed. Gotta be so careful if you're ThunderTalk. NIP are definitely setting the trap to utilize with this Baron.
Definitely are. They are going to start to take down some of these turret plates. Immediately the equalizer thrown down. Ryan kind of has to rock his way all the way across it. Loses quite a bit of damage to the red carpet. And now just pushed away our ThunderTalk. This is an inner turret falling down wherever possible as Siege Minion works its way onto these turret plates. Down goes another one. Down goes another chunk of gold over the NIP squad. And Keshi might be up too far. Caught up by the Tangle Barbs. Forced to flash back away. And they have to abandon the turret with that done.
Yeah, it's a massive mistake from Keshi. And NIP are going to keep pushing. The Baron buff is gone. So they do not have that available. But that is not deterring them at the moment. Continuing to shove the wave in. They'll realize, hey, maybe we shouldn't. Awesome needs to make sure he doesn't overstep for now. One actually going to take a decent chunk from Haru before this fight starts, and TP's coming in. Dragon is up here, and Luan is going to be at the very least a little bit lower in health than you would expect.
Ooh, NIP caught with their pants down a little bit here. Guan loses about half of his HP. Hoya has to take a very short-range TP, but he does arrive all the same. Now coming on in on the flank, he is under vision from that control ward. ThunderTalk know exactly where the Rumble is looking to jump on them from, and know where the Equalizer is going to approach from. Going to try to maybe mark him and push him out, but Haru's stuck up towards the top side. He's kind of working on Zhuo right now, trying to prevent the Pop Blossom from coming in without too much effort, and does have access to the full combo to be able to get that Pop Blossom on towards the rest of the team. Dragon being buffered and ping-ponged back and forth between the two teams as it falls below 5k HP. Care taking that portal over to the other side. Haru going to find him, forces out the Spirit Rush. Here's Guan on the engage. They layer on down the Pop Blossom. They layer on down the Equalizer, but it doesn't do that much. Ryan manages to stay alive. Dragon getting battled on, does get secured by Hoya, but what about Guan on the opposite side? He's able to flash back towards the rest of his team as Haru falls down to the full NIP squad. Keshi and Ryan side by side, but low on health. Feather going to group with them as well. NIP do not want to let these fish go. They want to end the game right here and now with a successful fight, but their health bars are taken away as would be the key to the game here. And Guan's been gone for so long. ThunderTalk have no idea where he is. Now they do. Here he comes, right onto Ryan. Pop Blossom at the ready. Junhao locked down as well. And down go ThunderTalk. NIP with a quick 3-0 grab. Going to look to close out game number 1, and they're going to have no problem doing so.
An absolutely phenomenal flank from Ninjas in Pajamas, from Guan, who has been exceptional throughout game number 1, will seal game 1's fate. A big win for Ninjas in Pajamas and one of their most dominant of the year.
Well done, NIP. Some fights that they would wish were a little cleaner, but all the same, it is a game number 1 win. It's going to be a tough job for Awesome and Care here. And if Guan doesn't get rolling, you could definitely see a world where ThunderTalk are just able to bowl over these team fights, even without that massive misfortune.
They did early on, as somebody that, you know, has been an all-pro caliber player. He's had some fantastic statistics. Keshi doing a great job of going up against him. This is a big matchup for Hoya to survive. Feather, though, could be in danger.
Oh no, Feather snagged by the deadly flourish and first blooded by Jace. But now Hoya looking to be the victim of a dive up the top side. Keshi going to lead the charge here. Junhao tanking up the turret, gets himself the first kill of the lane. Junhao escapes with his life, but Keshi stayed too long and Hoya beats him down. That's why we're considering him for All-Pro, baby, as he claims himself one right back.
The power of the Scion on the top side of the map. I do not care that I used my teleport to go right into a gank. I am more than fine trading 1 for 1 while you expend your jungle resources top lane. Definitely at least a little positive to get a kill onto Gwen, but Guan is overstayed.
Yeah, Feather finds him here, gets the stun, and there go the lights. It's got to be a flash to get the recast from Junhao on the Paranoia. It's a little bit shorter range than you think it is, but he cleans it up regardless.
It is another nice pick, but the fight's not over.
No way. Awesome. With a 2-level advantage over Ryan, by the way. Sneaks a deadly flourish on in there. And now opening up with the curtain call. 1 shot, 2 shot. Flash over the wall from Ryan. Feather has to intercept the last 2. And the bot lane of Thundertalk are forced out, falling further and further. He is still unavailable. And, you know, he's got his own pretty significant lead up on this top side. The kill definitely helping him out. And the fact that Hoya traded kills onto him meant that he did not get to use the zombie to pick up those minions. He's definitely going to prefer the kill, but it does mean that the CS lead grows larger and larger as the grubs will be cleaned up by Junhao, and he's going to continue to camp up towards the top side. He has the Paranoia, but with Keshi not having access to needlework, they are not going to want to try to dive Hoya right now.
I mean, this is an egregious lead on the top side, but it is going to be an objective for objective trade. Will be Dragon going over to NIP with that bot lane pressure that we've talked about, and of course top side pressure going in favor of Thundertalk. It does look like it's going to be a bit of a split map situation here for both of these sides. I'm definitely going to be watching Junhao, though, on this Nocturne.
Again, try to pressure Hoya out of this lane. Multiple members of NIP coming into collapse, though.
They are all here, and Keshi is overextended.
Oh, Keshi, that last dash forward, very regrettable, and there's no way he's getting out of this one with his life. Will be chased down, and Guan puts himself on the board. It's an engage towards mid, though. Nice block with the flash, stopping the shifting sands, but he still has Emperor's Divide, and Care will divide mid lane with it. Escapes the gank while the top laner falls. It all comes up NIP.
A massive shift for Ninjas in Pajamas. They get the play off on the top side. They get their kill and a lot of gold into the pocket of Guan in particular as Shuo caught Haru.
Dives back in over the wall with the perfect execution. Doesn't have the damage to finish off Shuo and will have be all NIPs.
Yeah, there's no way to fight this as Thundertalk. As I outlined, you just have no resources available after that previous fight to go along. Might look like a 1.5k gold lead right now for NIP, but again, let's remind ourselves that 1,000 gold lead is basically on Keshi by himself.
Oh, Keshi, no! Oh, Keshi nearly solo kill. Hoya flashes forward, but doesn't have any abilities to land on him. A little comedy there in the top side really quick, but it doesn't turn into a tragedy for Thundertalk, at least not quite yet. It does mean that this top laner is going to be very low for the upcoming Rift Herald, although here comes a Paranoia in on towards Hoya. Keshi going to step forward. He wants this kill credit, and there's going to be an attempt at a 1 versus 2 from Haru. Nearly takes out Care, but Care is able to shifting sands his way to safety.
Yeah, it's a great play on the top side, at the very least from the Nocturne in to grab that gold. You said it earlier, Rift Herald is on the map, and this will just be a trade. Bot lane tower is nowhere close to being taken down for Haru. On the other side,
Junhao. Guan doing his job, finds the enemy jungler, has the advantage, pushes it further.
The engage is a problem, but you might not even need to engage with this comp right now if you can control the area. Rift Herald's going to be dropped in the mid lane, even more gold. Going to be going into the pockets of these main carries.
Shelly, Ryan forced to flash away from the Tempered Fate. Now not going to have access to that tool. Still no opportunity to bullet time here quite yet. Feather looking for the engage, doesn't find it. The turret going to fall on down thanks to Shelly's contributions. And NIP will be able to back away. They get the turret. Nice, easy, and free. And no response from Thundertalk. Whatever shock item you prefer. Does get himself on out of there. Eyes on Keshi still. Keshi now did just hit his second item spike. He gets the Dusk and Dawn. That
All is
item
possible. We were hyping this guy up, and he's going to need to showcase it. He is the entirety of Thunder Talk in this game. As NIP just continue to control the entire jungle. Feather getting pressured out from even using the Blast Cone as this dragon is spawning in 10 seconds. NIP have complete domination over this river, and TT have to fly blind into it.
Oh, Ryan, gets hit by the deadly flourish. Does get a nice bullet time down before he falls, but Guan will claim his life. Haru TP's in. It is a 5 versus 4 NIP with the numbers advantage. But Thunder Talk just can't give this up for free. They have to show up at some point. Another deadly flourish connects. Curtain call opened up. Feather forced to ulti, but Keshi gets over here to try to put some pressure onto Awesome. Here's the paranoia into the backline. It's followed up with by Haru. There's going to be a Tempered Fate landing onto 3. Guan low on HP will be executed by Haru. Perfect execution comes across the team, but he's not able to find the damage to be able to finish off the fight, and Keshi was taken down by Awesome. NIP, a double kill to the Jhin, going to secure themselves sole point off of this fight win.
It available, but now again, no paranoia means that that teleport is free to fire off if a fight ends up breaking out. 30 seconds on this Soul as
try
they
to TP to this. Hoya's just playing bottom side, and they're abandoning top entirely. And Keshi's not up there to split push, so it actually does not matter that they are doing that. Haru maybe could have done it as well. Instead, it's actually NIP pulling the trigger. Flash from Ryan to get away from the Tempered Fate. Paranoia into the back line. They are going to be able to find a knock-up as well. Damage coming through on towards Awesome, but they're not really going to be able to pressure his life total, only taking him for about a third. It's only Feather and Junhao who are actually able to hit him at the end of the day. Keshi didn't find a way in. Haru didn't find a way in. Ryan doesn't have anywhere to hit. Feather's already dropped on down. There's no front line left for Thunder Talk, and NIP, it's almost they did maybe 1k damage to it and thought, nah, we can't do this. Care, gonna claim a solo Dragon Soul.
Nocturne, and when your Akali is not really in the game at all, it just becomes so difficult to take these fights. Keshi was not really able to find a priority target in that fight either, and that's where all the gold is for Thunder Talk. Feather getting his back interrupted here, just adding insult to injury, but Baron's still on the map, and Infernal Soul inquired for this comp. Oh, Zhuo?
Oh, Zhuo a little bit found. Haru on top of him, and Haru should be able to finish this off. Gets him through the Tempered Fate. And a quick solo kill found by Haru. Nicely done. Forced to flash, though, as Hoya is in his face. They're going to have to use the Unbreakable Will from Feather as well, who is 7 levels behind this top laner, by the way.
If you are able to find mistakes on the other side, but that's what it's going to take. Some ninjas in pajamas, oversteps, and mistakes. And we'll see if they can make that now with Guan having so many defensive trades. Feather.
I can't believe Awesome landed that deadly flourish, but RIP Feather. And you know what? A quick moment of oh, wait, hang on a second. Dive in from Junhao. Quick magical journey out. I mean, that's one of the paranoias of all time. NIP are able to get out of there in about an instant. Curtain call opened up, going to try to soften up some of these targets. In comes the unstoppable onslaught. Doesn't actually directly connect on anybody, but it does isolate Ryan. Big decimating smash connects. Tempered Fate over the wall. Zhuo bringing in the reinforcements, and Keshi's got to get the hell out of there, but no opportunity. Nowhere left to go. Ryan hunted down by the top laner. Awesome looking for one more shot onto Keshi. He lines him up and knocks him down. Fish in a barrel for the NIP AD carry. 3 for 0. Ninjas in pajamas.
It's just a complete wipe for NIP, who are so far ahead at this point in the game that they can take these incredibly aggressive fights. What a start to the fight from Awesome to be able to kick that off with the pick onto Feather. And then unfortunately, Keshi is the one who gets tagged at the end. That gold lead does not really matter when the rest of your team cannot survive anything. Akali's getting solo killed by the Scion, who was destroyed in lane at this point. Baron is taken. And at this point, with Keshi not finding a priority target with the damage from the curtain call coming in on the backline, there's no fight to be had. When the Tempered Fate hits, it's really just more of a formality. Thunder Talk running for the hills. This bot lane tower being taken, and I imagine it will be much more with this Baron buff.
Yeah, the siege is going to be difficult to respond to for Thunder Talk, and I mean, a moment of silence for Clear Love and the EDG boys, right? One must imagine them pounding their fists on the table here, just begging Thunder Talk to be able to find a way to win a game. And it is not coming up here. Tempered Fate going to slow up Feather. They are going to be able to dive in onto him. Keshi and Haru find their way onto the Jace. Guan falls down, as does Care. The best looking fight Thunder Talk have had all game, but it just comes too little and too late. Awesome still alive. Hoya can tank turret all day long. It's still a 3 for 2, and it's still the base getting busted open by NIP.
We've given a lot of credit to NIP's plays throughout this game, Well, that was the reward for their plays, is the bit of the wallet diff they had there. So they continue to siege down this inhibitor. Bot lane inhibitor will go down despite the fact that that fight went completely awry. NIP will be walking out with even more gold in their pockets. They're looking for this mid lane inhibitor tower as well, and they will likely be able to gather it with their Baron buff.
Quick couple of inhibitor turrets, quick inhibitor gained. Only 2 lives lost in the process. I was on Nocturne. You can't fully force this guy out unless you find him. There goes Feather. There goes Haru. 2 members already gone. Care might even be able to finish Haru. Oh, they're opening up with the curtain call, and here we go. See, we're just going to ignore the Elder Dragon. In goes Hoya. Charge onto 2. Quick double kill for the Scion top lane. Making a triple kill to the Scion top lane. Hoya, despite the early game struggles, arrives to game number 2 and is looking to see if he can make it the full penta. I don't think it's going to happen, but NIP happily march into the base. 3 kills to their name. Haru dives his way in to make the last possible stand. Pushed back into the fountain. Executed by NIP. And they will successfully complete their mission. 2-0. Top 2 in group perseverance. Locked in. They have an upper bracket spot in Knight's Row.
Public execution. Really, the main combo that you have right here is between Nio and Cream leaping on in, getting that big shockwave off. It's not that you can't hit it, it's just a little bit harder overall.
Yeah, I like what you illustrated.
Previous matchup, that's where you got a lot of your success. In the previous matchups that other teams have had versus TS, that's where they've been able to exploit this roster as well. And if you can just keep repeat ganking, keep seeing if he's available. I mean, is he just dead?
Tower plate. He just dies.
Yeah, what?
He just dies.
What?
And Nayu focusing on the top side. There's no vision to spot this up, so Xiaoshu, despite the fact that he got first blood, could go down here. Has level 6 to try and escape. Might choose to use it, but unfortunately is going to get stunned up once by the public execution and once by the Pantheon, who jumps right in on top of him. Xiaoshu still alive as the dragon will fall in the favor of JDG, and they will gladly trade their top laner's life.
Took a while. Took a
He's
really
going
long
for
while.
it! He's
1,
going for it!
2. Okay. Just about going to be the stun coming through from Nayu. I think 369 was just about going to be okay. Needed 2 or 3 more auto attacks to... Oh, absolutely he does. And this is where you really need to accelerate yourself ahead. We've been talking about this TES composition as being aggressive and as to needing an early gold lead. Well, this is where you get it. The point at which you've got that level 6, you want to be using that Grand Starfall off of cooldown where you think you really need it. JDG going to start it up.
First item complete for Gala, not the case for Jackie. This is an ill-advised fight for top esports, but
no.
They are going to yeet Junjia right out of there, and suddenly the smite difference is going to make this a whole lot easier. Nayu can grab this one right now. Vampire is low. Gala will collect a kill, trade it out for his support, but with Cream unfortunately walking into the river, it will be another kill that goes the way of JDG. A 2-for-1 plus the dragon, and maybe a little bit more, as Junjia comes down to punish an overextended Nayu, who flashes away, will not get knocked up. 2-for-1, still in the favor of JDG, but again, dragon goes to top.
And that's Gala just beginning to rip people's heads off right there with the transcend.
Gold, not a good statistical
Cream.
bit of news for them. Dive towards the bot side, not awesome either. Cream is unfortunately not able to play League of Legends.
No. No, he is not, and that is a little bit unfortunate. Of course, that does pull multiple going right now. Honkyu got the Seekers as well, so he's got that extra level of survivability. A potential skirmish here.
Junja definitely feels confident stepping up to Nayu with Gala as strong as he is. No stun going to connect onto the wall, and Gala even manages to dodge the Keeper's verdict. Now, no kills will go down, but a Rift Herald will be thrown out. First tower in the mid lane going to go the way of top esports.
Drake into the back pockets of JDG.
Not a bad way for this to go for them, and perhaps starting to stack up resistance if they have access to future dragons. Baron right now, both teams pretty close in the grand scheme of things. One good team fight out of top esports, one good isolation onto Gala could be it, but they've instead been isolated themselves. Jockey goes down in the mid lane, and it is disaster for top esports, who now have no way to...
the Baron at this point. Instead, it may just be a collapse right here onto 369. He's stuck around to take himself a couple of turret plates. We have seen this already. Gets pushed back as well. This is just a buy time for the team to arrive.
Emperor's Divide just makes the positioning out of 369 that much more difficult. Flash for flash Up top side, 369 incredibly mobile, but Junja does land that little bit of CC as Nayu comes in really late, but maybe with the help of Cream, with the help of a Shockwave, could turn this around. They answer one back. Hongq is now alone, flashes away, but cannot get out from Feng Yue. It is a double kill for Cream, and Top Esports show up right in time.
And this is just a really odd set of plays
They're
right
gonna
here.
start it up now. JDG still have 5 members standing. Feng Yue has to play frontline for the team.
Ooh, I mean, you could just step up as Xiaoshu.
Nayu gets bumped right out of the pit by Headbutt, but Jackie free firing in the backline, actually doing very well with 369, flanking and publicly executing Gala. Top Esports turn the fight around at the Dragon Pit.
Not at all, and that may well have been the throw out of JDG. Yes, they get themselves the Drake. Yes, they are.
Top Esports have their pick of the litter.
I mean, he's pretty slippery right there, just about going to be able to get on away. And what we saw in this previous teamfight is what's going to bear out for the rest of these teamfights. Which of the ADCs is allowed to sit and hit? If Jashi is allowed to sit and do his damage, well then these should be win teamfights for TES, but...
Public's execution. Right onto Junja, now stunned into the wall, but cannot be damaged from far away. Feng Yue ejects 3 members of JDG, and that makes it an easy pick on the jungler. 5v5, difficult. 2v5, not so much.
I mean, it felt a little bit like an anti-synergy at first, you know, that's 3 members who have just had a big chunk of damage done to them, who've punted away, but it works out in the end. The re-engage coming through from JDG.
Nayu, fortunately enough health to tank up tower for a little while longer. No more public execution, though, means that Gala should be all the safer, but he takes a big chunk of damage out of Cream, who is now feeling much more comfortable in the Orianna with 2 items completed. Jackie not even stuns him right back, but Sion, being Sion, takes 0 damage. Huge flank out of 369, unspotted as of yet. He's going to look for access on Gala. Vampire playing Peel for his AD carry.
If Vampire finds 369, that can snap this engage in half. There we go.
Dragon half HP, and out goes the Alistair. 369 looks for Gala, forces a flash out of him, which is big. Still zoning out the AD carry. Junja in the front lines with a whole lot of crescent guarding going on as well. JDG take almost no damage, but Gala commits for Nayu and gets instantly deleted by Cream. It is a huge amount of damage coming out of the Orianna, and JDG, with just 2 members left, will give up their last, and it is an ace for Top Esports on the Dragon to follow.
They're gonna get just... I get it. You're looking to take out the jungler, but you know that all of your opponents are stood in the bush. This is exactly what we've been highlighting as, oh boy.
Cut back to live, just continues being a good news story for Top Esports. Jackie, Thanos snaps Hongq, and Top Esports now have the Baron, no mid laner to face up against, and an engage from JDG to protect a little bit of
Another
vision.
fully completed item. If he does, maybe there's a chance to turn things around. Yes, he is going to be able to grab that mortal, so at least you've got that little bit of extra damage onto Gala. But when we were talking about this player, we said he could be great, but he sometimes tries to do a little bit too much. Right now, though, he is going to have to step up big for his team.
Watch Shockwave from Cream. That has been given specifically to Gala. No other member of JDG has had the honor of wasting Cream's Shockwave so far. Another big shield out of Nayu just completely negates any retaliation that JDG might have. What a Shockwave connecting onto 4 members, and as Sion rockets forward, Xiaoshu expires before the train even reaches its end. Public execution right on top of Hongq, leaves the 0 at 1 HP, and it's 369 and Nayu all over the backline of JDG, with Junja the last standing and the last to fall. It'll be a double kill picked up by Nayu, and a win in Game 1 picked up by Top Esports against JDG.
As much as JDG came into today as the favorites, Top Esports, they're playing for top 4. They needed is going to be massive. For TES, you'd need something tanky in the top lane to just round the composition out. They are going to go towards the Cassante. You don't look like you like that very much.
I just don't love that we see...
Right about the skirmish, just wrong side of the map.
Odd to see Junja stepping up so far for this, but it is a 2v2, and Fear is going to land. Junja flashes over the wall onto Nayu and ends up picking up first blood for his... Classic mid laners sticking around with low health, low mana, and Nayu really wants to answer back. Cream flashes away, but Hongq will be finished off. A little bit too
Stacking
greedy.
could be really impactful here for JDG. You've got yourself a composition that wants to be playing aggressive early on, has a good scaling into the late game, so having the Drake stacking in your favor, allowing you to control the tempo of the game going forwards, will be really good for them if they can keep it up, obviously. Just going to be the first Drake for the moment.
Well, it's been gold leads all the way across the board for JDG up until that very same moment. Paranoia, however, immediately unleashed onto the bot side, will be interrupted by the level 6 from Feng Yue, but that does not stop his AD carry from going down. Kill collected by Junxia, and first Paranoia has gone pretty well, Bloxer.
Just used the ulti to get back to the lane, actually, so isn't going to be able to teleport himself in from here.
Joshua's teleport, 369 does not. Engage happens with Vampire on the bot side, and unfortunately, Miasma costs Feng Yue most of his HP. Cream walks into the river, but is unable to stop the dragon from going down. Huge ultimate from Cassiopeia. Hongq almost deleting the jungler entirely, but Junxia commits into the backside and immediately is going to be answered back. It is 1-for-1 with a dragon going to JDG. Cream trying to play backline, but Boomerang Blade almost finishes off Feng Yue, 1 HP and will go down to Gala, but Cream answers back with the help of Jackie, taking down Hongq. Gala's running for the hills, does not have a whole lot of cooldowns left and no spell shield left to save him. Top Esports, they may lose the dragon, but they are collecting members of JDG one by one.
Vampire looked like he was going to go for a little bit of a save.
Does have teleport to join the fight should he wish to. Top Esports won the 4v4 last time, now equalizing the numbers once again. Xiaoshu's got a pretty impressive flank right now, but out go the lights and inside the pit. Unfortunately, Junxia does not get the better end of that trade, loses the Rift Herald and loses his life as he tries to dive onto the backline. Well, JDG's backline have to run away, turn tail from the Rise ultimate. Realm Warp really turning that fight even further in that we've seen out of Junxia so far. Have not been indicating a great level of coordination out of JDG with this champion. Even right now, moving up towards the top side, he may be able to collect one. 369 extremely low, and Junxia will actually find another kill. No Paranoia used, however, they will lose Dragon for it.
This season, he has been 50-50, 1 win, 1 loss on this Nocturne, and he has shown once again right here, on the picks he's really good, and in the team fights just hasn't been able to make it work anywhere near as well. Still, it looks like it should actually still be this top lane tower going down as that first brick, even through the Rift Herald, is gonna go down, and that's really nice right here from JDG. That extra influx of gold, 400 gold for that first tower, is really good for them, considering that they didn't have the Rift Herald to help out.
And around last Dragon fight, we also noted that Rumble, well, he had teleport.
Going to be able to get away with his spell shield intact. That could be big going on forwards as we have a look towards the Drake, and it's already going to be gone.
JDG do spot that. They know there's nothing they can do about it now. Unfortunately, it's their job to disengage. Nothing else to be gotten in this fight. Once Top Esports have the gold advantage and have the dragon, there is no point in trying to brute force the issue.
No, absolutely not, but you just lose this objective very easily. You're potentially going to give over all 4 of these Ocean Drakes, which would be a massive boon to a champion like the K'Sante, who could just use that all the way through. They're even able to step up right here and take this mid lane tower, expanding their goal, trying to step up right here. Gala, too, being very aggressive right now. He's right on the brink of completing that 3rd item, and oh, Vampire, oh no! No!
There goes a Change the Corruption, and there goes a Vampire. Steps 1 moment too close to TES. Jackie will collect the 2nd kill, but 369 just wanted to turn this into more. JDG have already been forced out of the river. They might even be forced out of a Baron, as with 2 picks going the way of Top Esports, they feel confident starting this objective up.
No jungler available right here for JDG, and this may well be them throwing the game away. Only the damage carry still available, and they can step up, but this Baron should just be gone. Equalizer to try steal it, doesn't manage.
Doesn't even do that much damage
to
Top Esports, as once again they collect the objective.
No, and that's going to be 4 flashes now off of the board. 3 of them just blown in that one play. And with these Baron-empowered cannon minions wrecking these towers, TES, they are knocking on the door of the base right now.
And looking for their series win. A win here, like we said, keeps the hopes alive for TES of making it into the knockout stage. We'll need a little bit more
yo.
luck, but for right now, fate is being taken into their own hands, or especially into 369's, as he zones everybody off of the inhibitor and stays above half health while doing it. K'Sante moment for him, and perhaps a winning moment for Top Esports as they look for another fight. Out goes the hook, connecting with 369, the tankiest member of Top, as Jackie gets time alone with Xiao Shu, and ultimately actually ends up being taken down by the Paranoia. Big turnaround by JDG. They've still got both Nexus towers up. Another Petrifying Gaze goes out. Hongq gets flashed on, and TES, they want to finish this game right now. Cream still alive, hitting the last Nexus tower, and Junjia does not have the damage to deal with it. Popped into the GA while his support goes down, while Junjia emerges into a nightmare for JDG. It will be Top Esports that take game 2 and take the series.